In previous videos, we've talked about more top of funnel type of leads. We're gonna dive into some of the further funnel down leads that we have. We're big, Movoto.com, Zillow.com, we're Zillow Flex team. We're big on really all lead sources. We sell a ton of Google PPC leads. We sell a ton of everything that we're involved in. Realtor.com we have used in the past. To me, that was not one I know people that do very well. I did okay with it when I sold more. My agents did not seem to take to it too well. And I don't even really know why that is. Even though I know it's a good, valid lead source, if it's not working, I'm not gonna force it, right? I've got Zillow, works great for us. Back in the day, we were Zillow Premier partners, and that was a large enough expense as it was. I didn't need two of the top tier, most expensive leads out there. And so we just were better at Zillow, so we went that direction, but you may be better at Realtor.com. Don't try to figure it out, who cares, doesn't matter. If you're converting something at a high level, that's what really matters. That being said, we have two of our big ones are the Zillow and Movoto. Those are both referral type of partners, right? These are both systems who have cultivated these leads for us. Now there is a fee off the top. If you're watching this, you may probably know that already. Movoto do a hybrid model where it's a slightly more expensive lead with a lower referral fee at closing. Zillow Flex, most of you know how Zillow Flex works, those leads, but they're dropped in your lap. They are ready to go buyers. They're ready to go see a home. Now, Zillow does a lot of training around that. Movoto do a lot of training around how to work their leads. If you are working all leads the same, these are not to be worked the same as you're gonna work a Google PPC lead that might be 12 months out. These people are calling you with a property, in most cases, with a property identified already, and a time, most cases, that they want to go see it tomorrow. Tomorrow at 3 o'clock, I wanna see 123 Main Street. Unlike some of our conversations about those more top of funnel leads, we're not gonna spend a ton of time developing the relationship. What we need to understand is those people have a real estate relationship. They have trust in those sources, in Movoto.com, in Zillow.com. They trust that already. Now they know they're gonna need an agent, and that's where we come in. What we don't want to do is talk ourselves out of the appointment. The whole reason for building a relationship we talk about all the time, stop selling houses, start building relationships. The relationship is about building trust and getting eventually to an appointment. If we already have an appointment, then any trust building you're doing outside of that is likely talking you out of an appointment. So the best thing we can do with some of these lead sources is just shut up and take the win. We've got the appointment tomorrow at 3 o'clock. Sounds great. Building a touch of rapport may be okay. Touching just a little bit on, hey, tell me about that house. What is it you like about that house? Let me see if there's anything else in the area. Maybe would you like to see one or two others if there is anything in that area, since we're gonna be over there already. A quick touch is fine. If you gotta call and give them bad news, at least if you've had a short conversation with them, if you've presented yourself in a way other than a telephone operator as a true professional, that may help if you have to call back and say, hey, I'm sorry, we can't get into that home. It's already under contract. It may help if you have a little bit of rapport, but don't sell yourself out of the appointment. Let me give you another little tip. This is a secret my team and I use all the time. I don't care if the house is under contract. I'm gonna call that agent. I'm gonna say, hey, listing agent for 123 Main Street. Listen, this is Micah. I see here that 123 Main Street is under contract. However, these folks really love that house, and I don't know if you're I don't normally show contingent homes, but I don't know if you're seeing what I'm seeing lately, man. Buyers are squirrely, and I'm having buyers walk away left and right. Before we even get to home inspection, would it be okay if I showed that? I know you've got a strong offer, and I'm sure your buyers for that one aren't squirrely, but just in case, would you mind if I showed that property for a backup offer for my folks? Now I'm gonna meet my folks there. I'm not gonna call them and give them the bad news. When I see them at the house, I'm gonna say, hey guys, guess what? Pressure's off on this one. Unfortunately, they have taken an offer. However, I still wanted to meet you here because I have done this and frequently ended up winning. A lot of times, if we see this house and you love it, they will just come to us directly for an offer instead of going back on market where it becomes another competitive situation. So I wanted you to go ahead and take a look at it. The other reason I wanted to come here today is because it's rare that you end up buying the first house that you see. And what I wanted to do is get in the home with you and really just let you kind of pick it apart. Tell me all the things you don't love about this home, and let's use this as an example of the things that you do like as well. And this will help me going forward when I'm out with other folks get to know your tastes. So let's just be wide open with me and let's take a walk through. There's no lose in that situation, you guys. I got the face-to-face that I was after. We're after a face-to-face meeting. If I just said, oh, it's under contract, hey, sorry, Mr. and Mrs. Buyer, that one's under contract. They go, okay, never mind. Well, is there something else you want to see? Nah, we're good, thanks, bye, click, and I'm never talking to them again. That's what most of us do. Stop doing that. Get that meeting. Come hell or high water, you figure out how to get in that house and get that meeting with them. If you can't, of course, now we're gonna pivot to other potentials in the neighborhood and that kind of thing, but your chances of locking them down just went down dramatically if you cannot get that first meeting. Other than that, working these leads really is the same way. A lot of times these guys are not 12 months, a year out. They are frequently 6 months. Even a lot of Zillows, their average time frames, I want to say, are 4 to 6 months right now. Even with their hot, ready to go leads, they're hot to get out. They're not always hot to transact immediately. So don't be surprised if there is a little bit of lag time from when that lead came in to when they actually transact. That is normal. That's why follow-up has to become the name of your game. Listen, if this information is working for you, hit subscribe. And if there's anything I can do for you, throw a comment in there. Any topic you'd like to discuss, I'd be happy to help.